my people? Welcome to a new episode of Pulling These Podcasts, where we take a trip to Smack City and talk about some pop culture right afterwards. I'm your host, Big L. With me, as always,
it is I, a Freddy Diablo.
It's me, it's DJ Ernie B.
Record scratch. We add that in later. All right, guys, we have a special one today. We actually have some guests. We haven't had some guests in a while, so we are really excited to have two guests today from the podcast Comic Talkers, Mr. Brandon and Master William. Hello.
What's crack?
Bravo!
Right. You can check out their podcast. We did about 3 episodes of their stuff. We did Top 10 Neil Adams comics artwork, and we also did one for George Perez. And we did a versus Young Justice versus Young Avengers. So definitely check that out on their page. Comic
definitely
Talkers.
don't mention who won.
Yeah, we're not gonna
We're
not gonna spoil that for you guys.
You'll have to wait till June 20th to find out.
Yeah.
There you go. But it's good stuff, guys.
Yep.
And yeah, you guys want to let them know where you could find where they could find you at.
Absolutely. What was it? You can always find us and join in on the conversation anywhere on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Comic Talkers. You can also listen to the podcast anywhere on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts at Comic Talkers. So yeah, what was it? No, thank you guys for having us on. What was it? We've been talking about doing this for a while, and was it we finally came on, and what was it? Freddie was talking to us a lot on what was it? Like what, Sunday? Freddie, right? You were talking to us
that
when
was
we were doing
Sunday, yeah.
recording. Yeah, we were talking about it a lot.
My
It's
hero.
Like, yeah, you're gonna have fun, man. We're gonna have some fun, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fred Diablo's on the My Hero podcast also. Or the episode of My Heroes on the Comic Talkers.
Yeah.
Well, that should be good.
Yeah.
So Fred Diablo's our anime guy.
Yeah. I'm the weeb.
Yeah, the weeb of the group.
We talked and then we bashed each other's teams to heck. So.
Well, speaking of bashing, the trailer for the Gotham Knights TV show came debuted a couple days ago for the CW.
Don't you mean Gotham Knights the video game?
Oh no! There's a video game coming out, but they have nothing to do with this show. First, I wonder why the CW has this hatred for Batman. And second, they canceled a whole bunch of shows just to greenlight this piece of shit. So, I know me and Brandon had discussions about the CW and whatnot, and he has a deep hatred for it, like we do. And as our loyal listeners know, we spent countless episodes ragging on those shows, especially Arrow, aka Batman Light. Yeah,
He failed his city. No, you were
just give it to the floor now. What did you guys think about the Gotham Knights trailer?
What is it? I think it's a fucking Descendants all over again. It's just Disney's Descendants and DC World. Well, welcome to DC World. We got villain kids running around, dancing, singing. Yeah. It's pretty much what it is.
If they were to break out in song, I wouldn't be surprised. I would be like, all right, that tracks.
That'll make it watchable.
Supergirl did it.
I think if they do, I would watch it.
The introduction for every character in the show is going to be, I'm such and such a son or daughter.
Yeah.
It's going to be like My Hero Academia. Parents, Joker, and Harley Quinn.
You won't care about this character until you find out who his parents are.
The dialogue was so horrible. It was just like, oh, so you're the Joker's daughter. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, really? That's how you're going to do it?
Yeah.
That's how you're going to play it?
Like, that's how people talk.
Yeah. No, but the thing is like, all right, Bruce Wayne's adopted son. And it's not like none of the Robins. It's just this completely brand new character they decided to create for some fucking reason. And it's just horrible. And it's like, if you saw the scene where they found Batman's body, it's just him wearing the mask. And he's just wearing, I'm thinking he's wearing street clothes. I'm like, he's not, I know he's not wearing a bat suit. I know that for sure. 'Cause
Yeah.
it looked horrible. Like the budget looks terrible. I don't know why they greenlit this. It was, I don't know.
I'll mention it right now. If DC has not realized they cannot make live action shows by now, mind you, we've already seen Green Arrow fail the CW. You've seen DC Legends of Tomorrow. You've seen The Flash. All of them went downhill, and then you went, oh, let's make a streaming service app. And the only show that saved them was Peacemaker and Doom Patrol. Titan sucked. Everything sucked, and they always have a hatred towards Batman. I agree.
Yeah.
In the live actions.
Well, you can't forget Harley Quinn. That's pretty good. So.
I love Harley Quinn.
I'll give it. But she's animated. That doesn't.
Oh,
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, she's better than most of the live action CW shows.
That's true.
Exactly.
No, it's just like, yeah, it's CW's Warner Brothers owns it, right? They have a stake in it, like, and it's just like, what is going on with this?
They do, they take anything that people like, and they just make it emo for like teenage emo kids. That's all it is.
Yeah, a soap opera.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, mind
Like-
you, most of those actors are always on Hallmark movies. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's just... oh yeah, hey, look, it's the douchebag from. It's just like
Yeah, they're about 10 years too late to attract the emo crowd.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's
Hey.
like dark Beverly Hills 90210, basically.
Hey, if the Batman can make it relevant for emo kids with his hair the way it was, you know what? It's not too late yet. We can still,
He was
we can
wearing
still
that
make
hair.
it work.
Yeah.
God.
if you just took away the name Gotham Knights, you wouldn't even know this was a Batman show.
Yeah.
What was it? It was like
That's what I was just saying a second ago. Because it's like when you look at the synopsis of it and you look at the premise, like villain children of like famous villains like teaming up together and then starting to become good and become heroes. That's kind of an interesting concept, and I would actually enjoy watching that, seeing how that would develop. But it's like not Gotham Knights.
Well, what was it? Wasn't it you, Elmer, that said pretty much too before we even started? What was it? It's like it was so bad Gotham Knights, the video game, had to come out and say they were not associated with the show.
Yeah.
And that's sad because they're both owned by Warner Brothers.
Like the video games getting its fair share of criticism too, but it's just like they're like, oh no, we have nothing to do with this dumpster fire of a TV show.
Like you can understand when Kevin Feige went like, yeah, no, we're not associated with Venom and all them because they're owned by two different companies. But when you have the same company properties literally come out and say, yeah, we don't have nothing to do with them. It's that bad.
It's like you own all the rights to your characters. It's like it's not like another studio. It's like none of the company. It's like you guys are just letting this stuff, and it's like I don't know.
That could have been like really
Apple.
cool synergy if they made it more like the Gotham Knights game.
Yeah,
Like they
I
released
mean,
that
you
first
have a
in the game.
whole cast of like young characters in the Bat family that you could have used. And you know what? Like I forgot there was supposed to be Bat and the Sun. That's the production company. Those guys. They were doing the Bat Family show.
Yes.
Like, and DC made them cancel it, and they were filming the scenes, and it was like you had everybody. You had Stephanie Brown, you had Duke, you had Damian. There was like a Damian scene with him and Dick like playing chess, like just chilling in the Wayne Manor, and it's like stuff you want to see in live action, but we get Gotham Knights instead.
I always thought if WB is too pussy to do a Batman show, do a Bat Family show.
Exactly.
Like I wouldn't mind a Gotham Knights show if it was just like, okay, Dick, Jason, Damian, these guys, Tim, all these guys dealing with the death of Bruce Wayne. But then you just have all these new characters you just created just for the show, and then just like you have Carrie Kelly from The Dark Knight Returns as the Robin of that universe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you didn't see the trailer, right, Brandon?
Yeah, I didn't even have to see it. All I had to do was read the synopsis, and I went, "This is bullshit. I ain't gonna watch this shit."
Watching it is so much worse.
Son. Oh my god, it just gets you angry because she's like, "Oh yeah, I was his eyes and ears. He used to call me his little Robin," and I was like, So you have Carrie Kelly as a Robin before Dick Grayson, before Tim Drake, a character that was like created for a future Batman in the present as the first Robin. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Well, even the comic, she's self-served. She'll do everything on her own. And the fact that she does become a Batman, and then this, what was it? What you guys described to me? It's like, this is bullshit. I don't want to see this because of that reason too.
It's all a bunch of member berries.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I think it looked great.
Yeah, her goggles were awesome.
It was one of those things too, but they should see too, because what was it? Didn't Naomi just get canceled, and also Batwoman too? Batwoman got canceled, and so
didn't see that coming.
Tomorrow. The Flash got their season cut short, and it's gonna be the last season too. So
yeah, and then Legends of Tomorrow got canceled. Everything's getting canceled.
Yeah, but you put this out there, and it's just like, what's the reason? It's like the budget's horrible. First, you have a Harvey Dent that's not even Two-Faced. He's just regular Harvey, and Batman's already dead. So what's the point? He's gonna become Two-Faced on the show for what reason? And it's just like that stuff like that just pisses me off. Like, you guys are just taking these characters and doing like whatever, and I understand why. I really don't, especially. Because I don't know if you guys ever seen any episodes of Superman and Lois or Lois and Superman, but that's a good show. That was like one of their best shows they have.
I seen Lois and Clark.
I was thinking of Lois and Clark. Yeah. And I'm like, no.
Like, when I first started watching Superman and Lois, what was it? It was weird for Superman because the kid who plays in the movie Road to Perdition is Superman, and it's just like, oh, I never realized that, and I was like, I've seen him somewhere, and I go look, and I'm like, that's a little kid, Tom Hanks' little kid from Road to Perdition. Like, holy crap!
Oh wait, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, me neither.
No, but he's like he's a good Superman. He's a good Clark Kent, and like the acting's great. The stories is pretty dope. So I don't know how they go from that, and then she's like Gotham Knights.
That's the same Superman from Supergirl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, top tier Superman.
Yeah, he's a great Superman. Yeah. I enjoy the show more than I thought.
Very young, very young.
Yeah,
that Road to Perdition. That's crazy.
Yeah, Road to Perdition. Yeah, he was that kid. I was just like, that's not him. And then I look, it's like, oh yeah, it is. Like, there we go.
There you go.
I think they're also realizing too that the streaming service app is working more, because look at Peacemaker. Peacemaker was a great show. You have Doom Patrol, which is a great show. Titans, what was it? Yeah, what was it? That was terrible. And it still is. It shocks me that it's still on air. It's just like, this is bad.
Yeah, I've given that show so many chances. And I'm like, okay, it's a different universe. It's not the universe we all know. I'm going to give it a chance. But then it was just like the redhead stuff and the Beast Boy shit when he was like a killer. Where he was like under their mind control stuff. And I'm like, I enjoyed the Superboy stuff, but it was just like everything else is like, why? Why are we doing this? What's the purpose of doing this right now?
You know the purpose why they made their appearance on CW, and you were just like, we're done. Like, this is.
So, and then we got the Game of Thrones simp as Bruce Wayne as Batman. It's just like,
Mr. Milady.
Yeah, that guy. The bald Bruce Wayne with a comb over.
I did something bad. I got to go away for the whole season.
Yeah. That's the thing. Batman always has to go away somewhere. He always does something and he has to go away. Yeah. He has to leave Gotham.
He always has to go. His planet needs him.
Yeah. I'm going on a spiritual retreat somewhere. I'll be back, guys.
Oh, I'm gonna go get lost in time again. Ooh.
Hey, Batman Year One showed you to go skiing.
Think of it. If he wasn't doing that, then he'd have to try to be a responsible father for all the Bat family members. So obviously, he wants to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, that's true. You can't be a crappy dad.
Who wants to be a father?
I think what was it? Willie and I did a podcast about it, and literally we talked about. I think one of the things that pissed me off the most in that show was how Nightwing got his name. It was the fact that, oh yeah, I went to prison. I had to find myself in prison and then escaped, and it was just like, and I become Nightwing, and it's like, no,
That's what.
That was such an overreaction on his part. I'm like, you know what? I have to go to jail for the shit I did. Like, I have to start beating people up in the airport because I have to be punished for what I did. And I'm like, no, dude. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, what are you doing?
It's one of those things. The trailers get you hooked. It was just one of those, like, when you see the first trailer and he says "fuck Batman," it's like, oh shit, here we go. This is where we're really going.
Yeah.
And then it was like the stupidest motherfucking show that we've ever watched.
Edgy, like, well, Nightwing, and then we just got nothing in return. It's just like, even Jason Todd, he was just like, okay.
What was it? Well, the worst one was Trigun, or not, or Triton, or the villain, Ravenstad.
Oh, I was gonna say Trigon.
Yeah,
I was thinking that too.
It's something with Try.
yeah, the guy was
Trigon.
He has to. Yeah.
Trigon.
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 Very close to Trigon.
Let's look how they end that one, right? They end season 1 with a cliffhanger, and then season 2 comes on, and he's just killed like nothing. And it was just like, this is bullshit. I'm just like, we're done. And I was like, I remember, what was it? Me and Willie were streaming, and I literally threw my hat on the ground. I was like, we're done with this crap. And then he keeps on telling me, he's like, why are you watching this again? I'm like, cause I'm trying to give it hope.
Yeah. Like, they had that good, like, I love the Hawk and Dove stuff. Like, those actors are good.
I actually like that in season 1.
Yeah, the season 2, they were pretty good in that too. The Jason Todd stuff, man, I really thought they should have gotten an older actor. Like, they already should have waited till this dude was older for them before they started doing the Red Hood stuff. Because
What?
I can't buy this dude as Red Hood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
Well,
can't.
the whole Scarecrow, like, oh, I'm the one that invented you too. It's just like, this is bullshit. Like, I'm a big fan of Red Hood.
You have like a good Scarecrow, but you don't put him in a fucking Scarecrow costume. Like,
He's just a dude.
I'm not doing this no more. I'm not putting on a costume no more. I'm gonna be me. And I'm like, no, dude, that's not what we want.
When it comes to live action Red Hood, or Red Hood, I stand by the opinion that if they ever decide to do another live action, they need to get Jensen Ackles to play Red Hood, because he did the voice the original, and he's loved Batman ever since, and he's said multiple times that if they ever do live action, he would like do anything to get that role. And it's like, I can't see anybody but him being that anymore.
You can't even see Shia LaBeouf. You know, there was rumors that he was going to be the Red Hood for the longest time.
I don't know.
Come on, Batman! Do it!
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Kill the Joker!
It's me!
Do it!
It's me or him! Just do it!
Oh my
And then
god!
at the end, when Batman kills Joker,
Oh,
I made you kill.
it's like you take away one of the greatest aspects of the Batman character, and you're just like, okay, he kills Joker because he killed Jason Todd, and I'm like, the whole dynamic between Jason Todd and Batman was he didn't kill Joker. That was why Jason Todd has his hatred for Batman. Yeah. But then you're like, all right, Batman's just gonna kill him anyway because he killed Jason Todd. And I'm like, no, it's not supposed to be like that.
Right.
Like, this dude just threw away his whole career as Batman because of Jason Todd. And I'm like, no, this show's bullshit.
Nowadays,
That's a
he might
CW
just
show.
do that. Nowadays, he might just do that because the latest comics have already showed that, like, the perspective of Batman has changed a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care about small crimes anymore. He only goes for the big fish.
Yeah. You see, that's not... You're writing him that way now? Like,
they're writing him that way, yeah.
He's not the street level vigilante no more.
Yeah, like people stealing from electronic stores or robbing banks. It's like, yeah, well, they're just fighting for a cause. It's like what the hell?
That's Robin shit.
Yeah.
Bank robbers, go take care of that, Robin.
That's what I said. Just there's only a few good comics with the Bat family anymore. I know, like, Willie with me were talking about one about Batman Fortress lately, and it's just like the way they wrote him was just like, this is the stupidest thing you could ever do with Batman ever in your life. Oh, he's just escaping roofs, letting people loot and everything, and it's just like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, that's not okay.
It's because the looters were activists. They were fighting for a cause.
Oh, they were doing
Yeah,
that.
they were doing
Oh,
that thing.
they were
Therefore
doing
good.
that. Yes.
Makes
I
perfect sense.
understand. I understand the pain.
If someone talks with a nice enough voice, then they're good.
Don't
Well, that's
fret.
what kills me about
I
like
am
the
a friend.
CW though.
I'm just here to kill them.
Yeah.
I'm not a threat.
I
But
just
that's the
want to
thing that
talk to
kills me about the CW stuff. It's just like you guys don't want to do any Batman. You don't want to have Batman as a TV show. You want to keep him for the films or whatever. But you take aspects of the story for the other shows to do. Like pretty much, like I said, like this has like been like our joke here. Arrow was just Green Batman, and it's just
pretty
like
much.
you give him like a whole core of characters, his family, his Arrow family, the Bat family. They have their own Oracle, like stuff like that. They're his own Robin, and it's just like just give us a Batman show because you took the character of Green Arrow and you made him into like Batman Light, and which is not the character. Like Oliver Queen is not like Bruce Wayne, He's a totally different character, and you guys just made him Batman.
Like,
But he mentions Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. What was it? Well, what was it? Even Batwoman's show mentioned Bruce Wayne, and then they bring one of the most iconic villains, or not iconic, but one of the ones that had a short stint and made a big impact, Hush. And it was like, this is a joke. This is fucking stupid. And like, I'll admit right now, I'll side with Ernie a little bit with the shirt he's wearing. I was actually a supporter of Arrow when it first came out.
Me too.
I actually liked it. I loved it. I thought it was good until the third season came, and then that's when I went, this is bullshit.
Yes.
Like,
I went far with Arrow. I think I was like at season 4 or 5. Like the one where the island exploded and supposedly killed everyone.
Yeah, when they had that, like their little Civil War, like their version of Civil War. It was like when Oliver just drop kicked the shit out of Wild Dog in the chest, like and threw him against the
Flash was better.
That's it. No,
yeah, we stuck for Arrow for a long time. Arrow was like, I think, after the island blew up, or no, like before the last season. I think after the Crisis crossover, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not watching.
The Crisis crossover was like one of the most retarded things I have ever watched in my life.
I'm so happy it didn't. I was off before that.
Be glad you were.
I was off.
Just like they're like, all right,
the trailer.
Yeah.
I'll admit right now that I would never go back and watch CW again. This is how bad I wouldn't go back and watch it. I'd rather rewatch the Inhumans than ever go back.
No. That's you're wilding right now.
Yeah, that's too much, man.
Hey, I know I've talked to you guys about, like, I'm a huge Green Arrow fan, and the fact that they ruined him. It was just like, I'd rather go watch Inhumans that I didn't know tons about, even though it was a shitty show, than never go back and rewatch Arrow.
Wow, you were hurt by that, man.
Hurt me deeply.
Just a sucker for punishment at this point.
To go to Inhumans.
I'll punish myself.
Yeah, I think I lasted longer with Arrow than I did with the Flash. After a while, the Flash was like, okay, it's the same fucking storyline every season. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good, guys.
Hey, they did a musical. They did a musical with Supergirl and him.
That was like early, like what, season 1, season 2 with Supergirl. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll let you guys. You guys all came from Glee. I get it. Like, this is what you guys do.
The thing with the Flash is that I thought it was bland at first until they started tapping into the multiverse stuff. And I was like,
that was cool.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like the little Ezra Miller cameo they did. It was pretty dope. And having the Flash from the '90s series come in as the original Flash.
The
name.
Yeah,
Jay Garrick.
Jay Garrick. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was one of the weirdest things though, because what was it when you had the '90s one? That's the guy who played, the same actor as the one that plays his dad in the original series.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck is this working?
That's super weird. Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
They haven't nailed down multiverse theory at the time.
It's the multiverse, man. The rules don't apply here.
Yeah, it's true.
That's one thing that I liked about Crisis, because I was interested to see Brandon Roth come back as Superman, because I don't think he had a fair chance with Superman Returns. And then to see this dude from Smallville come out, even though he didn't have no powers, which was when he came out, I was like, oh, that's a jip. I'm like, okay, he's not Superman anymore. Okay, all right.
What were your guys' take on John Cryer? I didn't mind him. He was one of the Lex Luthors that I was kind of like, okay.
Smallville Lex Luthor.
The John Cryer one, the one that he goes to Smallville and discovers that he doesn't have his powers.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I fell off of Supergirl after season 1.
He was like the guy from 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
The brother of Charlie Sheen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also,
I heard about that though.
He's Ducky from Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy.
He's the goose from Hot Shots.
No.
Huh?
Yeah, that was John Cryer, wasn't it?
Hot Shots?
In Hot Shots, he was like the goose in that movie. The
I
blind
don't
guy.
know if he's the goose. He's the one that's like, yeah, he's blind. Yes.
Yeah, wasn't that the goose?
Okay, yeah.
Or whatever.
I think so. Yeah.
That's supposed to be
Yes.
the dude.
I forgot all about that. Damn. All right. So throwback.
Hot Shots is one of my favorite movies, man.
No, but I forgot about him being in it.
It shows that we're not just the anime nerds; we're also the old movie nerds.
Yeah.
Brother!
We're also the cheesy comedy nerds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think he was a better Lex Luthor than fucking this guy, Jesse Eisberg.
Oh my god.
Jesse Eisenberg, the worst.
I enjoyed him more as Lex Luthor.
He's like a
He's
Joker,
saying
like
putting a Jolly Rancher in somebody's mouth. It's just one of those weird things that just went. This just got disturbing.
yeah, that was the most weirdly sexual moment in that movie.
Yeah, everybody in the theater was like, it was so uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Why is this scene necessary?
I remember, what was it? William, one of my buddies, we went and watched it opening weekend. And like, it's a funny story. I know we said we're going on tangents, but we're going on a tangent. I went to the theaters, and it was me and a couple of my buddies. We went out, and the scene where Superman dies, spoiler alert for a movie that nobody gives a crap about, and also too,
Kill him off as a second appearance. Very bold.
Yeah, was it when Superman dies at the end? I had this little girl in the background, and she goes, "Daddy, Daddy!" And the guy's like, "What?" You know, you hear them all screaming, and all of a sudden you hear this, "Is he dead?" You know, it was one of those weird fucking things. And at the end of the scene, when there's no trailer or credit scene, I just dropped the F-bomb right in the middle.
Wow.
Fuck!
I'm pissed because the movie sucks. It's not because of you, honey.
You're fucked.
Actually, when Superman died, that's the first time I ever spoken so loud in a movie theater, and I was like, they're really doing this right now? Like, they really killing him off right now? Like, some guy next to Freddy was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Like,
I was sitting next to this guy who was way too into this movie.
Yeah.
When they showed Wonder Woman in the computer looking at the videos of the Justice League, the guy next to me goes, "Hey, it's Justice League." I don't know that guy. That's the first time I've ever seen that guy at.
Yeah.
What is
He
it?
fell into the moment. He was like, "Oh my god, you know what's happening right now? They're
I'm like,
introducing the Justice League."
That's why I'm here.
I
I'm
remember
like,
when the
"That's a
second
shitty way to
trailer-
introduce Justice League. Well, video clips.
I remember when the second trailer dropped for it, and I was at school. I was in college, and all of a sudden, I hear one of my buddies goes, "Yep, they just fucking ruined the movie." When you see Doomsday show
Oh, yeah.
up. It was just like, and then they took it off. What, like 3-4 days later, they took it off. They were like, "Yeah, no, we're not going to show this." It's like, dude, the damage is done. You already know what's going to happen.
The trailer showed
funny with
Justice
the
League.
They showed Doomsday.
Oh, they showed Doomsday. Oh, that's
They
right.
showed Doomsday.
Yeah.
What was funny for me with the trailers is like when I first saw like the trailers, I was watching it and I saw Ben Affleck as Batman. I was like, nope, not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And I shut off the trailer. But then somebody said, no, give it a chance. I mean, I've heard that Ben Affleck is putting a lot of work in, and he really enjoys being on this. So I like, all right, I'll rewatch the trailers, give it my opinion again. I rewatch the trailer, and I keep going. And then I see Jesse Eisenberg, and I'm like, definitely not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
But not here.
I was one of them that actually believed that he was going to be good. I actually thought, oh, he'll be a different turn for Lex Luthor. And then I get in the theater and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, this is bad.
You guys remember, like, when it came out, they were like, all right, he's not really Lex Luthor. That's, like, the son.
Yeah.
But, like, real Lex Luthor is, like, older and he's, like, out there somewhere. And everybody's like, oh, they're going to get fucking Bryan Cranston or Mark Strong to come in. That's a real Lex.
You know what would have been funny? Got Kevin Spacey.
Oh, my God.
That would have been hilarious if they got Kevin Spacey like the original Lex
right
Luthor.
Before the Me Too movement.
Right before the Me Too movement.
Oh, that's right, because like Batman vs Superman came out before all that,
yeah,
right?
That would have been
before
great.
Like, he got shouted out. Oh, that would have been so bad.
Oh man,
that would have been such a bad look for DC if they went through with that.
That would have made the DCEU a slightly worse disaster.
Oh,
they would.
But I would have loved it.
Superman Returns was so horrible. Like they had like the great plane scene, but that was about it.
Batman video games would be going, we're not associated with that.
I would buy every issue I see at every store. If it had Kevin Spacey in it, I would have bought in every one of them just because of how hilarious that would have been.
Yes.
Yeah, it would have so much value right now. Like, hey, at least there's Kevin Spacey in there. That makes
there's this Brandon Routh guy. Oh yeah, there's this Brandon Routh guy too. That you might know him as the Atom, but he was Superman at one point.
Yeah, that plane scene was the best scene in that movie.
Yeah, but it was like I don't know what the hell they were trying to do, man. I don't know what they were trying to do with that movie.
It was a sequel too to the Christopher Reeves movies.
Yeah, it was like because they everything was canon after. Everything that wasn't canon was after part 2.
Yeah.
Everything before part 2 was canon. Like part 3 didn't count, part 4, whatever. So they were trying to start it over again, but it was just like, no.
Yeah.
Like nobody.
Hey, you know what? Halloween, Michael Myers can do the same thing. They said 1 and 2 is canon, and then we say fuck the rest, and we're just gonna go right to the newest movies, and that's how it is.
I mean, the first 2 is all that matters, right?
Pretty much.
Well, that means Richard Pryor wouldn't be a canon character. We can't do that, Sam.
Who?
Richard Pryor. What was it, part 4?
3.
No, it's part 3.
Part 4 was Atomic Man, Nuclear Man.
Nuclear Man.
That's my favorite childhood Superman movie.
Yeah, me too.
Willie's favorite is Batman and Robin. It's like, no.
No, my favorite's Meteor Man. Get it right.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
I still remember the rap song. Ain't nobody better. Ain't nobody better than the Meteor Man.
Freddie has like this talent of just remembering these rap songs from the.
I remember a lot of weird shit.
We should take him back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too.
Oh yeah, I know like most of the lyrics to Ninja Rap.
Yo, it's the Green Machine gonna rock the crowd up. Being seen every
see the turtle get down. Slamming down. Don't get me started.
Go ninja.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
That was like the funniest thing because then you see the doctor just walking around with the thing of ooze in his hands. He's like, "Hey, we got to get this out of here." Like, what the fuck are you doing in there for?
One little fact:
defending Vanilla Ice, saying Vanilla Ice was better than MC Hammer to people because he did Ninja Turtles too. Ninja Rap.
Me too. Vanilla Ice was my favorite after that.
Yeah, he came on Instagram with the turtle van.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like a real legit turtle van, and he's like promoting something. I forgot what it was. I just remember the van.
That's sick.
The original van or the remake van?
No, I mean like the
van
from like cartoons, like from like a RV.
Yeah,
on the movies, right?
one.
Yeah, no, not from the movies, from the cartoon.
Cartoon.
Like
the
a
toy
real
where the
life
top
version
flips
of the
up.
one from cartoon. No, like the one that they had in the cartoon.
Yeah, the toy that with the top that flips up, they're the same one as the cartoon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like our toy version.
I mean, I'm sure the top didn't flip up in
Yeah,
the life
yeah,
thing,
okay. Yeah.
but it should have, and he should
okay.
come up from the top and just start rapping.
It's a musical box.
I was gonna say,
buy that.
I was gonna say
I
a fun
don't
little
care if it
fact.
left me bankrupt.
Fun little fact about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. In like the original script, that doctor with the ooze was supposed to be like later on, like in the like end credits, he's supposed to open up his like lab coat, and it was gonna be fucking what is it?
His dick.
Krang.
Yeah.
A Krang.
Oh.
Yeah, like one of those aliens. Krang alien.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
That would've been
probably
dope.
would have made it better than the bullshit third movie we got out of that when they go back in time and they're like, "Oh yeah,
Hey.
we're samurai." It's just
Yeah, and then
I
the
love that one.
oh, damn.
Wow.
You know what's a funny story about that? Well, me and Freddie we wanted to go see part 3 in the theaters, but it was sold out. So we ended up watching The Sandlot instead, which was probably the
way better
movie.
Way better.
Because I was like, yo,
movie.
we got The Sandlot. We forgot about Ninja Turtles. Like,
Yeah.
yo, everyone wants to play baseball now.
We were just talking about Sandlot afterwards the whole way through.
Like, fuck Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. That was the end of the intro. That's part 3.
Even though part 3 brought back Casey Jones, which was a flip.
Oh,
But he
yeah,
didn't
that's
do anything.
right. He was just like in the beginning or something.
Yeah, he just comes out in a cameo.
Yeah.
He's the one babysitting the samurais.
Samurai, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another different April O'Neil, right?
No, it's the same one from part 2.
No, it was a third different one, wasn't it?
It was
No.
the first. It was from the first movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no,
it's
it's definitely not that one.
the same. The first one was Judith Hogue, and the reason why she wasn't in part 2 was because she said when she saw the premiere, she was like, "This movie's too violent." So she said that publicly, and they were like, "We gotta get you out of here or whatever."
Fuck that bitch.
Well, that's bullshit because like in part 2, they didn't use their weapons in part 2.
Yeah.
Like they didn't fight in part 2. If you look at part 2 compared to part 1,
Mm-hmm.
when the fighting scene in the mall, they're using everything but their weapons to kick.
Yeah, they dumbed it down. That's what I'm saying. That's why they didn't do the Krang thing. And in part 3, they were going to introduce the Tricyclops or whatever. Those alien guys.
Yeah, I just called it the Triceratops guy.
Yeah.
The Triceratops guys. Yeah, those guys.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I think I would like the Krang thing better.
Yeah.
I think Krang would actually been kind of neat.
Well,
Yeah,
live action Krang.
yeah,
Like
it
that was
leads
like
up to that, you know.
the thing to do, like Krang. Like that would have been so dope to see, like on live screen.
I thought Krang on the newer movies was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was in the new movies.
Yeah, he was in the second one.
He's in the second one. Yeah.
Oh,
It's very fan service. It's just the movie's bad.
The second one was terrible.
It's bad. Yeah.
nah, Casey Jones a cop, man. Like, nah, bro.
No, yeah.
And it's the guy going back to Arrow. It's
Oh shit!
You see how the podcast works, Brandon? We circle back.
We can
Circle right back to it.
And we have no control over it.
That is so horrible in part 2. I'm like, dude, like Casey Jones is not such a pussy. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, really. I want to be a cop.
Yeah, I want to be the best cop in the world.
He toned it down. He was on WWE during that time frame.
Oh yeah. Even in WWE, he was whack.
Yeah,
he had one match. It was good. It wasn't bad.
Fucking Shaq was way better than he was.
For me, he's only convincing as a badass in Arrow.
Yeah.
And he
Even
barely
then,
makes it in Arrow.
Yeah, you can question that too.
His cameo, well, not cameo, but like the one episode of New Girl that he's in, he's hilarious. He plays Cece's boyfriend that gets all drugged out, and like he's like, you know what I mean, like it's some crazy shit, whatever. He's just really fun.
No, I love Steve Amell, man. He's always like a good like supporter of the comics and all this stuff.
Yeah,
he was like always trying to get it out there. It was just like the writers, man. They were just giving him shit. Like everybody. First of all, you're not gonna have him and Black Canary as a couple. You're gonna have like Felicity, a character you just made up, as the love interest, and you can have like a kid with her, and it's like, oh, Then Black Canary. Don't get me started with Black Canary. The shit they did with her.
What was it? It was. You guys ever watch Comic Book Men? What was it? The Kevin Smith show?
Yeah.
There was an episode where what was it? Nessa Al Ghul came on, the woman who plays him, and what was it? She was telling the guys what her character was like. Yeah, my character's a lesbian, and that was with Black Canary, and the guy just goes, I was somewhat outraged, but titillated at the same time.
I would have been too.
They're butchering my fandom right now, but it's hot.
It's the only time you can butcher a fandom.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just throw in the hot girl.
I mean, it's okay to butcher the Arrow fandom.
Yeah.
They've already done it, pretty much.
They
We're
did
doing
it
it now.
themselves.
I'll admit, going back to that too, it's like, I loved the first 2 seasons. I actually liked Deathstroke.
Yeah.
I thought that was different.
Yeah, that was cool.
Manu Bennett was actually a really good Deathstroke. The side part, and I think I mentioned this to you guys already, the fact that even Liam Neeson offered to come back and play Rage, and they were just like, no.
Wow.
And they were just like, and he was willing to take a pay cut. Everything is what the rumor said, and they said, "Nah, we're not bringing you on.
Nah, we have someone worse."
Another Irish, a guy that can pay, what was it, like $500,000? Another Irish guy, but because it was so stupid.
We're gonna make it Middle Eastern somehow, but we're gonna make it work.
He even had the shirtless battle with Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, straight out the Neil Adams comic. And it's just like, damn, dude, is nothing sacred anymore?
Yeah.
What was it, Batman 40 or what? Batman 244? What was it? That was the Demon Lives Again.
The hairy chest.
God, yeah.
He even had a hairy chest.
I would like to think this is a Ra's al Ghul's second shirtless fight. Like, he already had the fight with Batman, and then he was like, all right, Batman doesn't want to be my heir. Let me just go for Oliver Queen now.
Second place.
Hey. Yeah, second place. And it's like, no.
Yeah, what was it? And then season 4, he turns into a loving husband and then just goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna live in this town and have fun," and then he just goes back into action. It's just like, this is bullshit. Like,
they should really get rid of the CW, man.
Yeah,
act like it's been horrible. Like, I wanted to get, I was like, all right, should I give Naomi a chance? But I was like, they showed like the season finale when she flies and the effects. I was like, holy shit! It was pretty much. It was like the episode of The Simpsons with the fucking dog of
Itchy
and Scratchy.
Yeah,
the dog. I was like, I'm going to my planet, and like the special effects was like cut up and shit. Like he was like man still, but he was like going up. It was like that. She was just frozen, like in this pose, and he just had her flying in the air like that. It was just like,
I could do better special effects in Premiere.
Yeah, pretty much. It was horrible. And I'm like, you guys didn't have a budget for this, and you tried to do this?
Well, the question is going the same thing as Marvel now with She-Hulk. The fact that her trailer looks terrible. I cannot stand the way she looks.
I didn't think it looked so bad.
I hated it.
Really?
I couldn't stand it.
Originally or the remake?
Everything, Ernie.
The show that's coming out here. There's a new trailer.
I know the show, but the original trailer or the remake?
Yeah, they fixed it, I heard.
They fixed it. Yeah, they fixed that.
Fixed it.
Yeah.
So they turned ugly Sonic the Hedgehog into Sonic the Hedgehog. Just
yeah. Now she's like Sonic the Hedgehog.
They turned ugly Sonic Hedgehog into an uglier Sonic Hedgehog. They took out all the qualities that we wanted and added even less qualities that we wanted.
Oh wow, I haven't seen it.
Like I'm willing to give it a chance because I'm like, all right, maybe she gets bulkier as the series goes on. Like, maybe she gets more muscles. Also, if you guys didn't know, COVID, like with the special effects work on most of these shows had to be pushed back.
right.
So as these shows, like, they're still working on the special effects as we speak. So it won't be probably like No Way Home wasn't finished till like the week of the release.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's why they delayed a lot of their shows. Like WandaVision was delayed because of that reason, and then they cut out so much just to make it work. And then what was it? Falcon the Winter Soldier, Loki, everything was backed up because of that.
I think we mentioned in the last podcast that Doctor Strange was supposed to come out before No Way Home.
Yeah.
And America was supposed to be the one that brought in the other Peters into our universe. So that was like a whole thing that had to change over, and that's why they made Ned like a sorcerer out of nowhere. And it changed so much because of the pandemic. So I'm like, all right, let me see when the show comes out before. I already know the show. They're already trying to marketed as a comedy. So I'm like, all right, I know it's not gonna be like this world shattering. Like it's gonna affect everything in the MCU. It's gonna be his own thing, and I'm like, that's okay. I get that. If you guys put that out there, like at first, like, all right, this is what it is, guys. Don't expect it to be this big game changer for the MCU. This is what it's gonna be his own thing. It's gonna have some comedy. We might have some cameos. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a Matt Murdock cameo, a fucking.
I would love that.
Jessica
it
Jones.
has to happen at this point.
Jessica Jones. You know, they're bringing all the Netflix guys back. It seems like
Iron
so.
Fist?
Where's Danny? That was all season 1. Where's Danny?
I am the Iron Fist.
I am Arrow. Sounds familiar.
Iron Fist was Arrow Netflix shows.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
He might as well have said that. It would have made the show better.
Might as well, yeah.
It would have made the show much more interesting. Like season 2 was way more of an improvement than season 1 was, and it was just like it was a little too late. And it was like, okay, this is the shit I wanted to see. I wanted to see these guys on a world crossing adventure, like just searching for shit. Because they were like, I'm pretty sure they were gonna do the Matt Fraction Iron Fist run for the 3rd season of them finding the original Iron Fist from the early 1900s.
Oh, cool.
Maybe a tournament in it, but that got canceled. And we got Shang-Chi.
Oh my
Which
God.
that was a 10 times better martial art movie ever.
Oh yeah, the fighting was so cool.
Yeah, it was way better. It was like the best martial art stuff that I've seen. That's what I want Iron Fist to be. And it was like then you find out like in like season 1 that the actor didn't want to train properly.
Oh yeah,
he was being lazy on. Yeah, like he was just being like a diva. I'm like,
fuck that asshole.
Don't you know I was in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I'm British
until I got exploded.
I don't want to hate on that guy because of the simple fact that I got to meet him at a convention and he's a really, really nice guy.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, I can't speak for how he was on set, but like, if you ever meet him in person, he's like such a nice guy and is like he's so good to like such a nice person to talk to. So it's pretty cool being able to interact with him. But I mean. I did love Shang-Chi though. I mean, I didn't like it at first. I thought it was, well, I mean, it's okay. But then it's like it warmed up with me as I watched it a second time, and I was like, you know, this reminds me of the old martial arts movies. It's like because it has like so much different martial arts styles. Like if you know martial arts and you like watch them fight. You can like pick out the different martial arts styles that are being fused together into like this mixed martial arts type of stuff, and it's really cool to see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the best part of that movie. Ben Kingsley makes his triumphant return. That
redeemed Ben Kingsley for me in the MCU.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
I saw the twist in the theaters watching Iron Man 3. I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that was the time where I was like,
he was so good. He was so good playing it straight as a villain. I was like, damn, this guy is really dope as,
he was
menacing. I was like, shit, I'm invested. And I was like, oh, just a joke. I'm just a bitch. Yeah. I'm just farting here in the background.
It was the stupidest thing. I think I told Willie, it's like that was the time I almost went, I'm done watching fucking Marvel movies because of that reason right there.
You gotta remember that I was like when Marvel was still under the control of Ike Perlmutter, whatever his fucking name was.
Yeah. The shadowy figure.
The shadowy figure. They only show his picture from the 70s.
Yeah. The only recent picture is the one of him with Donald Trump. where he's like
Yeah.
behind him, like, eh.
The real life Mr. Burns. But he was so notorious as being so cheap that he didn't really like Iron Man 3. Robert Downey Jr. is hardly in the Iron Man suit. Like he's not really in there at all. And he was like getting tired of playing Iron Man at that point because it was like all the bullshit he had to deal with that shit. Like with Josh Whedon with Age of Ultron, all the stuff they wanted to cut out, all the stuff he had to fight for. It was like these guys wanted to be. He didn't want to do a Black Panther. He didn't want to do a Captain Marvel film. He didn't want to do Black Widow. So until Kevin Feige got total control of the MCU, the Marvel films were like going into a bad direction.
I think we all might have agreed with the Captain Marvel movie, but everything else we probably went, fuck this.
He was right about Captain Marvel.
We're gonna go with these. Like Black Panther by far, probably if it's not in the top 100 movies of all time. I don't know what else you can say about that.
They should have had a Black Widow film right after Civil War.
Yeah,
I don't know. And that was it. It was that guy's fault that they didn't have it at that time.
They did Scarlett Johansson so dirty.
Yeah, they did.
She should have been the first female movie.
Yeah, she should have been. Like,
and it was Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Carol Danvers, you know.
I don't even like Carol Danvers in the comics.
You know, it was like a rushed product when they just had like two random directors directing it. They're like, all right, we got co-directors doing it together. A guy and a girl.
Were they a couple too?
No, they weren't a couple.
Like the Super Mario Brothers movie?
It was funny because what was it like? Willie and I, we put together schedules and stuff, and we're going, okay, what movies are coming out next year? Okay, this is good, and then we get to Marvels. I'm like, fuck, how are we supposed to do this? Like,
I had hope for Captain Marvel, but when I went to see it, I was like, oh man,
Brie Larson was a terrible Captain Marvel.
She has zero charisma, man.
Yeah,
she's just a terrible person.
She's not.
I think it was just rushed that they were just trying to like, all right, shit, like DC beat us with Wonder Woman. We have to throw something out there.
Here, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Ruin the fucking scrolls for everybody.
That just made DC beat them harder with Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I would even watch. I know that we've talked about this one too. I'd rather watch 84 than to watch that bullshit movie ever again in my life.
I like 84 better than Captain Marvel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't. I got Freddie on one.
Even with the rape, I like 84 better than Captain Marvel.
You know what? Screw it. Just give me my Squirrel Girl movie. I'll be happy.
Oh yeah, I would definitely watch Squirrel Girl movie.
Squirrel Girl. They had a perfect Squirrel Girl. The girl from the AT&T commercials.
Yes. What was it? Yeah, they were supposed to make a new Warriors project on Free.
Yeah, she was a star of that, and she voices the character on the animated stuff too. Now I heard.
I always thought that girl from season 1 of Stranger Things would have been a good Squirrel Girl. The one who died, and the first girl who died, Nancy's friend, Barb. Yeah.
Barb. Yeah.
Okay.
She kind of looks like Squirrel Girl. That I think she would have been good.
Ernie, there we go. Ernie was prejudice.
God damn it, Ernie! What is it now?
You was too happy for you, Ernie?
No, I didn't know. I was just like, I just assumed. I don't know. I felt like she looks kind of like a tall, big woman. I don't know. Like I don't know if that was the right. But maybe I'm just.
Yeah, Squirrel Girl's thick with 2 C's.
It's okay.
I mean, sometimes they draw her thick.
Freddie would have smashed Barb from Stranger Things.
I see.
Inside that empty pool.
Yeah.
With all those weird tentacles around.
We should see a what if story, because what was it? What if just announced they're doing season 2, or announced a while back they were doing one?
Yeah, they're doing season 2.
We should see Squirrel Girl. I want to see Squirrel Girl at this point. Like I heard
Squirrel Girl beats the crap out of Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we saw Vision just kind of
like I wouldn't mind it being like Disney Plus shows, like stuff like that. Like have like different genres. You know what I mean? Everything cannot be action packed. Like for everybody. Have like the teenage stuff, which Miss Marvel looks like it's gonna be like the teenage girl shit. Miss Marvel. Have the wacky Squirrel Girl shit, like the James Gunn stuff. It could be.
There's the funny thing. There's the funny thing about like them doing, like Disney doing MCU shows on the stream service, that they keep introducing characters in ways that we don't want to see. Like the main two that I can argue right now is
Don't bring up
Miss Marvel.
WandaVision. Don't bring up
Shut up.
WandaVision.
We've already had that discussion. I'm not going back to that. I'm talking about future. I can go back to that if you really want me to and point out how much I hate it. But I'm saying like they're introducing Miss Marvel and they're introducing She-Hulk and they're introducing like, all these other characters that people know, like for the most part, people know and they have expectations for. They could do so much more by introducing other characters that are lesser known for like these series. For example, Squirrel Girl. I mean, she's not a very well-known character, and people would just be kind of confused by it, but they would also be intrigued because it's a different concept.
Yeah.
And it's like when it comes to Miss Marvel, I'm just confused why they're doing her at all because they've been changing her ever since she was first created. Like she's had so many different like continuity changes with her character, and it's not just like different versions of her or different versions of Miss Marvel. They're like changing her race, changing her powers. They've been doing that for Miss Marvel ever since like she was first created. So it's kind of weird that they're doing her a show when they have so many other characters that they put time into fleshing out, but people don't know about them.
I'll agree with the power part because I think the power is the stupidest thing they're doing. It's like, oh, now she's got some of her powers from Captain Marvel. It's like, fuck that chick. And two,
it was the power thing. I think it was just like an MCU decision. It was like, all right,
Yeah.
Instead of having her be another like Mr. Fantastic, let's have her in tune with Miss Marvel and the cosmic side of the universe, and just have her do like whatever. But I think with Miss Marvel is like I believe her comic, the graphic novels, like the collected editions, I think they were like big sellers.
right?
Like they were selling in numbers and when they were released. So I think I forgot who was it. I think it was Rob from Comics Explained that he was just saying, or Bob, movie Bob, he was just saying Marvel are using those graphic novels, like the stuff like Young Avengers, Miss Marvel, and stuff like that, to get a new demographic into like the MCU.
Oh yeah, that's
like
what
you know, like the Avengers. There's gonna be a general audience for like movies like the Avengers. Like everybody's gonna go see the Avengers, but let's have this group that won't usually go see those type of movies, and let's try to get them into the MCU. Let's have like the Pakistani and Muslims come and see a movie of one of them being represented on screen and stuff like that.
Like, and I have nothing. I have no problem with that. It's just my whole thing is like with Miss Marvel specifically. Like first she was, like we're talking about the powers. First she had a specific power. I can't remember what it was. I think it was just like changing her shape or something.
Yeah, pretty much. She was pretty much Mr. Fantastic. Like,
yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, it's like her power. She was an Inhuman.
That was fine. She didn't start as Inhuman. That was the thing.
She didn't?
I think she did, bud.
Yeah, that was like the Infinity storyline. That was afterward. That's how it appeared after that.
Yeah, it was a Terrigen Mist. And Terrigen Mist is what made the Inhumans.
Yeah. I have the original series.
Maybe she didn't start it. Yeah, maybe she started as Inhuman, but the thing is that she changed. Like she wasn't considered Inhuman anymore. She was considered something else later on down her development. And now with Miss Marvel, she's not. Like I don't know what she's considered anymore. But now they're kind of like changing her powers around too. So it's like that's my point. Is she's obviously not a fully fleshed out character because they keep changing her. So why are they making a series on her when people haven't been able to flesh her out and get a good understanding of her because they keep changing her?
Like, what was it? I think the main thing too. What was it? What was it? I have to ask, like, is it okay to somewhat talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because there is a certain character that could enter to be an Inhuman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We talked
The
about it
movie's
last.
out, so
At this point,
it's
if they
a-
introduced Black Bolt, at this point, there's no reason why she couldn't be considered a Inhuman.
That's true.
Sorry.
Well, there's a
Yeah.
rumor. There's supposedly a leak saying that she isn't a human in the show.
Oh,
So
cool.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's like the latest rumor that because so many people are upset that her powers were changed.
Hmm.
So they were like, okay, there were certain aspects of her powers that were changed, but she still has that inhuman connection. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's like one of the rumors I'm hearing. So I'm just gonna wait till the series come out. Even though I enjoyed the comics, but I was like, if they get the tone of the comics in the show, it's like the powers don't really play a big part in the comics like that.
But
I understand like some parts like
and
people
like
argue
I'm
like,
saying,
oh,
I'm not saying that the show is going to be. Go ahead.
oh no, I'm not saying that. Like I agree with you to the point that there was like other characters I feel they could have introduced before Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
just
Like
look at Moon Knight. Moon Knight's popular now because
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah. Mhm.
Moon Knight was great. The fact that I think it's again introducing a new character for new audiences to attract more people. For me, I'm a history major, so seeing that Egyptian history side of things, it was interesting. Not only that, I'm a psychology minor, so seeing the dual
Oh, cool.
personality and the fact that it was just that's what I think me and my boss were talking about too. And it's like, goes, that's not Disney. That's not what they do. And that's like, well, they just did it, so it worked.
Yeah, I would have loved to see like because I know a show was in development before like it was canceled, but I would love to see a Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider series.
Yeah, me too.
There was supposed to be one. There was supposed to be one on Hulu with the same actor from Agents of Shield, but when Marvel, had Disney Plus, they pretty much canceled all out of the Hulu stuff.
We don't
So
do
that
that
would
here.
have been like a Ghost Rider Disney Plus show would have been dope, especially since they already had Moon Knight to keep it on that side of the Marvel universe, like the Werewolf by Night. He's getting his
Yeah.
own show soon. I'm
The
hearing.
new Midnight Suns.
Yeah. So I think Marvel at this point is just throwing everything out there to get different type of demographics into the streaming at least, because that's
It's all
why
about
I'm
the
thinking.
money.
Yeah, I think that's why like you gotta have like the Werewolf by Night with this dude, the Mexican actor from
I would disagree that it's about the money because I would disagree just because with the kind of stuff that they're putting out and the messages that they're trying to get across, it's less about being like getting the money and more about being woke. Not trying to get political or anything, but it's a lot of that, I think.
Arnie's our political guy here in the South Podcast. We are a safe haven for all opinions.
Yes,
on
we
the
are.
political podcast. So it's all good. We have respectful conversations here.
Absolutely.
But
Finally,
Disney being the mega corporation it is,
Brandon's rude.
it's always about the money. It's always about the money. I think because like when they try to do the inclusive stuff, it's so corporate that you could tell by like everybody knows the scene from Endgame that I'm talking about, and it's like, all right,
Yeah. The
You
woke
guys are just
culture is
trying to-
profitable.
yeah. No, but even with the female Avengers thing in the Endgame final battle, it's just like if you guys would have just let it be natural and just have like, women kick ass and like during I just cut to different female heroes kicking ass, it would have been like okay, but then you just have all the females gathered in the same place at the same time. Most of them never worked together before, and they all
They
just
don't know each other.
Yeah, they don't even know each other from a hole in the wall at this point.
It's a sisterhood, guys.
You ever
That's pandering. That to me, that's pandering, and it's like, all right, you guys could have done this way better.
Yeah.
Like, gotta get those woke daughters. It's just like we gotta get those daughters in.
Let's get them, ladies.
Like I would like a A-Force live action movie would have been pretty dope to
That
see.
would have been cool.
But it's just like I don't think that is gonna happen naturally. I think it's just like these guys are just gonna have like their cookie cutter movies out there. They're like, all right, this is what we want.
Right. Well, I think that's where the shows help a lot is now they can do things like that instead of having to do that. I disagree with a lot with Willie. I know we disagree a lot about WandaVision. I actually enjoyed it. It was different. You can't really explain powers like that just over a 2-hour movie.
Oh yeah.
That's something that has to develop. And the fact, the first 2 episodes, it was kind of stupid. I'll admit that right now.
It starts slow.
Nostalgia thing, but then when you get the
My wife liked it.
in the last episode, when you really see why she's doing all this, it's like that makes sense. She's trying to be happy.
It's like Marvel's trying to do different shit, and it's just like, oh, I have this philosophy. The guys heard it before, and I'm just like, I go into things, and I'm like, I would just whisper in my head before I watch something. It's like, everything is not meant for me.
Me too.
I go watch the thing I'm about to watch, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's see what this is about.
Yeah.
And it usually helps.
Because after last year, I was like, I told Willie, like when we first started working on our podcast, I was like, watch. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be my favorite show of the year. Loki's going to be my least favorite of the year. And it was actually like reversed. And it was like Falcon and the Winter Soldier is actually my least favorite show of the year. And it was just one of those things that it was just like, I loved the last episode. I think that's the only thing that had a saving grace, the last like 2 or 3 episodes. But the first part was just like, this is so slow. It made no sense.
Slow, yeah.
And I think that's like the general problem with the first batch of Disney Plus shows is they just start off so fucking slow. Everything just starts off slow.
Yeah.
And again, not giving them an excuse, but again, when COVID hit when a lot of these just started production and just had to stop in the middle of it and just had to deal with it afterwards. So I don't know. Hopefully, like the later seasons, they do. If they were to do, I know the next season of Loki is probably gonna be phenomenal.
Hell yeah, man.
They set it up to be great. I don't think they're gonna do another Winter Soldier and Falcon.
So they're making a Captain America #4 now.
America #4, which should be interesting. They should take their time on that, and get it right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Secret Empire, here we come. It's like, yes.
Oh man, if they do Secret Empire movie, that'll be so good.
I know a lot of people hated that comic. I
love Secret Empire.
It's such a great
story. Dude, the pussy characters are going on 80 fucking years already, man. We gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
We gotta try something different, bro. Like, we gotta get America Nazi. Why not?
Talking about Comics Explained, didn't they do what was it? Him and Comic Historian teamed up, and they were sitting there. They were talking about what was it? They were doing like heroes against humanity, and then they were like, "We're gonna name a superhero, and you're gonna name a power." And Rob goes, "Captain America," and they were like, "Night Vision." He goes, "You win. I'm not even gonna fight for Captain America." It's like, the only good thing they've done with him for like over 80 years is make him a Hydra agent. That's all they've done. Other than the Bucky storyline, that's about it.
Yeah, the Bucky storyline, the Hickman Avenger storyline when he turned old.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite. What was it? House of M moment where you see him as old man.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. They don't reveal it at first, but then like you figure it out.
It's like he was the one that got the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
just like, you're done.
But then he was happy as an old man, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was like he lived his life, man. Mm-hmm. He was the old man Rogers.
Old man Rogers.
Now, speaking of like, since old man Rogers sunset in the MCU,
he's singing
Thor Love and Thunder. You think that's gonna set up like the Thor swan song? You think that's gonna be it for Thor after this movie?
Oh, well, if we're gonna talk about Thor, I'd love to go into that conversation because.
We're about to get into Thor, right? I know Will got some opinions about that too, right?
I'd love it. What was it? That's the biggest story.
Our trailer came out. We finally see Christian Bale as Gore, the God Butcher.
God, he looks amazing.
He looks good.
He looks amazing.
Let's get this out the way because I know it's gonna be a topic for
I know
it's gonna be on in this conversation, but I think they went the right route of not having him appear as he was in the comics, because that would have been like, okay, the general public would have been like, what the fuck is this? The MCU Voldemort? Like, what's going on here? Like, guy has no nose, and it's just and they actually had an artist like pretty much draw over Christian Bale and make him like look like the comic book character, and it was like, like nah, I can't get it down. He pretty much looked like fucking Davy Jones from the Pirate of the Caribbean.
Oh man,
But he looks amazing.
Yeah.
he still looks good.
Yeah.
No, for Christian Bale to put on that makeup and this and that, and he's like, all right, I'm just gonna do this, but I want it to be me, not CGI. And you know he'll give a fucking performance. Like,
Yeah.
This is Christian Bale. Like, he will scream at the light guy for being the fucking way.
It's sad though, because every time I see him now, especially like what was it? Well, the panel that they actually show like his full face just by himself talking, it's like that's just Batman. Like that's just playing out Batman. It's just like
The theater's just gonna look at the screen and go,
hey, Michael
I'm
Keaton.
hoping for a little Patrick Bateman in this movie. Yeah, like a little psychotic,
What was it?
God
What was
butcher.
it? What was it? We could deal without Russell Crowe's Zeus.
Oh.
That was effing terrible.
Fat Dad Zeus. I love it.
It was so
So
bad.
be fair.
Now
Like
you're
Zeus
naked,
is
Thor.
known to fucking turn into a goat and fuck women. Okay, like I can accept the
That's my kind
like,
of Zeus.
My man was such a
He likes looking at Thor too, because he's sitting there. What was it when he thinks his clothes disappear? All of a sudden, he's just like, all the girls are passing out.
Zeus. Okay, I'm getting that from Russell Crowe. It looks like he's just partying and getting laid in the trailer. Like that's all he's about.
That's what sets up Gore the God Butcher so
That
well.
completely fits Russell Crowe's character.
Yeah.
But that fits Gore so well. The fact that all these gods are partying and harding and all that, and yet he's the one that gets screwed. And like we say, he's one of the guys that they look to and it's like, hey, we need you to do this. And it's like, are you effing kidding me? Like, you didn't help me. The fuck should I help you? And he just goes on a killing spree. What was it?
Yeah.
What was it? The only thing I'm still hesitant about is Jane Foster.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. I just don't like. I love Natalie Portman as an actress. She's one of my favorite actresses of all time. But with blonde hair, doesn't look right. It just
love
does
Natalie Portman with
not.
blonde hair.
Yeah, Freddie loves her.
And Freddie loves buff Natalie Portman.
Yeah. Buff Natalie Portman with blonde hair? Carry me into that bedroom, please.
Hey, you wanted a She-Hulk, you'd sit there and like,
Yeah.
"Hey, here we go."
Oh, don't get me started on She-Hulk. That's what he
I'm
wants to
talking about She-Hulk, yeah. And I'm talking about Buff She-Hulk.
say. The savage She-Hulk that Thor got with in the
Yeah.
comics.
I wanted to bear hug me and break my arms.
Glasses and I'm committing.
I think the commitment that Natalie Portman had for this role, though, like she really got buff for this.
Yeah.
She looks good. I'm not denying it. It's just with her blonde hair, it was just like you can still see the roots. You can still see a lot of things wrong. Like,
Damn it, Brandon.
no.
Worry about roots, Brandon.
That's a style.
like what was it? Fun story, Willie used to see me as a kid. I used to dye my hair, and that's the sad thing is that you can see the roots still grow.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it was Freddie.
You were better off being the 8-ball.
Yeah, either that or I would make myself look like Justin Timberlake on These Days on NSYNC. And then I got called Slim Shady once by this guy.
The Jufro, too, going off him.
I bleached my hair. I dyed my hair green. I wore a sleeveless shirt when right after the Bye 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 video came out with my bleached hair.
Yeah.
What was that? I tried it in high school, Will. Wasn't it in high school? I tried to bleach or blonde my hair when I was like this haircut now, and then you were like, "Dude, you're just Slim Shady." Like,
Everyone in the 313.
But it's funny to me, like Natalie Portman got way more buff for the Mighty Thor than fucking Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman.
She's a better Wonder Woman than Gal Gadot.
I said,
I want some definition on those arms.
I'll give this argument though. I don't recall Wonder Woman ever being depicted as buff. So, I mean, obviously toned and like strong, but
sense.
not buff. And that was like kind of the thing with Wonder
Even-
Woman, because she was Amazonian. They didn't have to like look like big and burly and buff and all that stuff.
Yeah, she was more like tall.
They were a different breed,
Yeah.
to put it that way. So
That makes sense,
for
'cause-
Gal Gadot, it works, I think.
Yeah, because what's the original? What's her name? Linda Carter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't buff either. She was just really tall. She was just like a.
Like I
tall
was,
woman.
you could tell she's like what, like 5'6" maybe. I'm being.
Gal Gadot is like
Yeah,
probably
we're not
5'11"
arguing
or
height.
something.
Yeah,
what?
I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm assuming
Yeah.
she's tall.
like even the Justice League animated series too. She wasn't buff. She was strong, but she wasn't buff.
Yeah.
Even Hawk Girl was the same way, and that's not talking much. It's just Wonder Woman was still winning a fight, but still, like Wonder Woman wasn't buff. You know,
Not She-Hulk, but-
That's just my personal defense of Gal Gadot, just because I think she did an amazing job.
I mean, she was good. Like, I love the first Wonder Woman. The
Yeah,
third
it was
act,
great.
Third act was trash, but
I like that we we have to clarify that the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
like one.
Yeah.
Just so the audience knows, we love the first Wonder Woman. Just the first one.
1984.
Guess what? Lupin from Harry Potter is the villain.
He still had the mustache when he was Ares. He still had that stupid ass mustache.
As far as I'm concerned, Wonder Woman fought a giant mustache at the end of that movie.
That's what it was.
I'd like to bring up the theory that's been going around on CBR and a lot of things lately too on Thor: Love and Thunder. Supposedly Moon Knight might be making an appearance. The fact of Khonshu. That's what I've been hearing.
Khonshu, that'd be cool.
Because he pretty much Gore's job is pretty much he wants to eradicate the universe of all gods.
Yeah, Khonshu's a god.
Khonshu's a god.
Maybe they'll show Bats.
Bats is already cast.
Oh,
She's
cool.
cast. There's a photo of Natalie Portman and Valkyrie. They're like captured, and Bass is like in front of them. She's like the black
sick.
lady there. She looks like she's guarding them, but she's like that's supposed to be Bass.
Oh, nice.
And Bass is like the Black Panther god. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting.
Well, actually, will be pretty cool because, like, so far, I think Moon Knight's the only one that's from the MCU, but has only appeared in the TV shows. Like, all the other characters, aside from a couple on, like a couple side characters on the other shows, Moon Knight is the first one that got his own independent show on disneyplus, the MCU section, and being able to mix him in with like the movies would actually be pretty cool. So if they do it in this one, that would actually be a pretty good way to tie it all in.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
I know I was reading they said Oscar Isaac supposedly has shot down that theory.
Oh,
But still, because Oscar Isaac has said he's only planned to do this as a one-time thing. He does not want to continue doing it. You know, I'm thinking like, dude, this is now your most iconic role, and you're gonna sit there and just say no, you're not gonna come back.
Yeah,
Like,
I call
He wants to be known for the hippopotamus. That's all he wants to be known for.
Now hold
That was,
on,
like,
hold
the
on.
funniest-
He's probably working on his Solid Snake role, and that's probably going to be his iconic role. All right.
Okay, I
Remember,
will
he's gonna
buy
make
that.
Sucker Punch 2.
What'd you say?
Sucker Punch 2 is coming out soon.
Sucker Punch 2. Oh, they keep on delaying that Metal Gear Solid movie like they did the one
He
before
was
that.
in that movie. He was the doctor. He's one of the guys that was taking care of the woman in there, and it's like this is.
Oh,
stupid.
really? I never knew that.
That was one of his
Yeah.
first movies.
awful, right?
Yeah, it was terrible.
The random thought
Trash.
just came to mind since we were just talking about video game stuff and Sucker Punch. The word punch stood out to me. It was like, would anybody want to watch like a Punch-Out movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get Mike Tyson. He's still alive.
With
he's
Mike
still
Tyson.
fighting.
That'd
Yes.
be cool.
Like,
That'd be a great cameo.
Tyson to be in a Punch-Out movie, that should make $1 billion. Right
Hell
away.
yeah. At the
Yeah,
last fight, like as a dope cameo. Oh my god.
hey,
That'd be
they made
sick.
an anime. Hashimi no Ippo.
DH, Mike Tyson.
They made
That'd be
Hashimi
even
no
better.
Ippo.
Set it in the early 90s, so most of these characters won't be as problematic as it were if they were to do it today. You know,
Yeah.
Hey,
have the drunk Russian, the fat.
hell,
I
if Mike
still don't think they
Tyson
can do
could
Piss and Honda.
hell, if Mike Tyson could be in a fucking Ip Man movie, IP Man, and he's sitting there, that was like the funniest scene ever. He sits there, he tries to speak Japanese, and it's like, or Chinese, and he's like, that doesn't fit you.
I will
Like, this
say
was like
this.
1940s, 1950s, and this guy has like a face tattoo.
I'll say this for Mike Tyson in Ip Man 3. It doesn't fit him, but he does pronounce the words correctly.
Yeah, but still, it don't fit him.
At least he pronounces
Mike
it,
Tyson
the
there
words
throws
correctly.
you off. Like, okay, I'm out this movie. Like, I'm already out this world.
Fucking go watch Punch Out right now. If that movie came out, I would go watch it in a heartbeat. And it better have fucking Mike Tyson in it, or I ain't gonna fucking watch it.
Yeah, that would be so sick.
Fuck up a boxing movie. It's really hard to fuck up a boxing movie. Like, you have to really try hard to mess up a boxing movie.
What was it? He's still fighting. Well, what was it? He came out of retirement. He wants to beat up Logan Paul.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
He
saying
doesn't
just,
want to beat up Logan Paul.
we have the
I would
technology
love
to
to
make
beat
him
him
look
up.
younger. So let's just do it.
I would pay to watch Mike Tyson wreck Logan Paul.
Coming out there, we're gonna have a drink. We're gonna sit there at the bar and watch this fight go.
Like, knock him out, Mike. I knew Mayweather was gonna do it, so I was like, all right. Ernie's favorite boxer.
Mayweather's all.
I hate Mayweather.
He's all talk.
Ernie's favorite boxer is Manny Pacquiao.
I don't back on Mayweather. I mean, say what you want about him, but I mean, he still has never lost a fight.
Yeah, but this is my theory, right? So, all sports are fixed. You know what I mean? So, the fights that he lost, he won. So it's like, you know what I mean? That's what it is.
You get paid at the end either way.
Yeah.
Don't they show that in a Daredevil comic that his dad did that? It's like, oh
Yeah.
we fixed fights, and then pretty much he dies in the movie. It's
Because he didn't fix a fight.
He loses he's like, I'm gonna do this for my son. I'm gonna win, and then he dies.
I think my thing with Mayweather is that if he just would have took the fights when he was supposed to take the fights, like the De La Hoya fight and all these fights, it's the Pacquiao fight, and we just took it when they were in their prime, both of them. I think it would have been a better legacy for him, and people.
He was afraid of getting knocked out because that's the only way you can't fake it. You know, you can't fix it. So it's like that's how come he fought quote unquote defensively. You know, so it's like So it's like he's a counter puncher. That's all.
So you're saying that's a great defensive boxer? That
No. I'm just saying. He's a defensive boxer. I mean, he's a counter puncher. So so he just waits for the right moment. Right, which is good strategy, whatever. But I'm just saying that like he delays it. He's not a knockout puncher, so he's not gonna try. He'll try to knock you out, but like he's not going in for the kill.
He's a showboater a little.
Yeah. So he's trying. So he'll try to delay the fight to win by points. You know what I mean? So it's like
I can punch you up.
Yeah. So like I said, like the fights that like he technically could have won, whether it be knockout or by the judge's decision, it was weighed in towards him. It was weighed to him because of, for whatever reason, I'm assuming boxing died. So it's like the only thing that was up was Mayweather. Anything, the only thing you were gonna watch. So with Mayweather being their poster boy, you can't have him lose. You know what I mean? So that like he's their John Cena, he's their Hulk Hogan. They're like, no, we can't have him lose. His legacy, or at least when people think of, they're trying to make him like fucking Michael Jordan of boxing, So it's like or the next Muhammad Ali, where it's like when you think of boxing, you think of Mayweather being undefeated, So it's like it's shit like that. It's all psychological crap that I think is all fixed. I'm just too into wrestling to know that like everything is fixed. Like I don't believe shit.
Every sport should have a story, like in wrestling.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah.
like in baseball,
like,
everybody gets into a fight.
Fuck it, we should all become referees.
Let's get back to Thor.
I was just thinking that. Were we talking about Thor?
I was gonna say we went from
Yeah,
She-Hulk
hitting us on
to
Punch
boxing.
Do you guys think anybody's dying in this film?
I what was it? Isn't there a theory right now too that what was it in the second trailer when Korg's talking to the kids? He mentioned something about what was it? It's like past tense, so he's talking that Thor has died.
Oh.
I think so.
Yeah, I heard about
I think James gonna be the one.
The director, Taika Waititi, came out and was like, "All right, this is not gonna be a passing of the torch movie.
Yeah, I saw
It's not
that.
gonna be like, Chris Hemsworth giving the torch to Janefoster, Natalie Portman." So I was like, okay, maybe they're just leaving that door open. Maybe he just retires or goes off somewhere.
Yeah,
I think Jane's a multiverse situation. I don't think she's really part of their universe.
that's true. All the movies have been about multiverses recently, so this could be a
Taika
multiverse.
Waititi has even come out saying it is a multiverse movie.
So,
Oh, he said that?
I believe so.
There's another theory because
asking him about it. That's what he said. Well, and a lot of people are saying too, for how bad or how hyped up Multiverse of Madness is, it's like a lot of people are saying right now too. It's like this has to be a multiverse situation. You cannot just have a Thor movie now and not bring in multiverse.
another theory I was hearing is like Jane Foster got blipped out of existence. Like she was gone for 5 years because there was one point like she asked Thor like, "How long has it been?" And Thor gives her like she said like 4 or 5 years, and he goes, "Oh, it's been 8 years, whatever." And like that's pretty much of a huge gap between the two of them. Like she thinking it's 4 years, he's telling her that it's 8 years, and he's like, okay, maybe there's something there. Maybe she just got snapped out of his existence for those 5 years, and she just came back like, oh,
came back as Thor.
Came back as Thor. Maybe who knows?
When Hulk snapped her back, he's a little confused. Thor here.
Still a little hard to understand though because
Thor, she just got snapped out of existence. Like she got the hammer, and it's like, all right, you're gone.
Isn't Mjolnir still the version that's from Endgame? The fact that it's still like it looks like it's reforged.
I don't know.
The one from Endgame was the one from the past.
Well, remember he had Stormbreaker too, and then what was it? And then that's what.
But this, I think I know what you mean because it looks like it's cracked. So like it looks like it's put together. Is that I was gonna say the one that broke.
Yeah. The one in Endgame was the one from the past, from the Dark World.
Right. Yeah. Sorry about that for confusion. I forgot about that.
Comics. It happens.
Yeah. It's less confusing than comics, so at least we have that for now.
I think the comics are less confusing than the MCU films right now.
Really?
True. Yeah, because like everybody's wondering where she's getting this hammer from, like how she got this hammer, and it's like, okay.
All right, tell me this.
It's like, okay, she has that. Thor comes back, takes over the title of Thor again. He gets his hammer back. She becomes Valkyrie.
I was talking about just comics in general. Like the MCU in general is less confusing than comics in general. I mean, look at Avengers 200. The one where Captain Marvel gets pregnant by her son from the future who took her to a...
Let's not talk about that comics. That's like one of the worst
Now let's make a movie out of that.
I would say that the comics are less confusing just because of the fact that in a lot of cases when they make different versions of stories, they clarify that these are different adaptations of the stories. When it comes to the MCU, they're all trying to connect different... They keep trying to connect different stories and different, like, hypothetical situations and make it all part of the MCU.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I'm saying.
In the movies, you can't just have like a dialogue box come up and say, "Oh, look into issue such and such for information on what just happened."
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, that's what flashbacks are for.
Oh, what?
Flashbacks.
Oh yeah, I would
Flashbacks
love
are-
to have flashbacks in a movie I'm watching in the theater while I'm
Hey,
wearing a mask.
Hey, they did it in Man of Steel, right? They just kept on flashbacking.
Okay,
I mean, that was the entire premise of Black Widow.
You
the whole movie was flashbacks. Okay, so there's good flashbacks and there's bad flashbacks. The good ones are the ones that you haven't seen before. Bad ones are just like replays of like scenes from a old movie that you've already
Captain
seen.
Marvel did it. Captain Marvel did it too. What was it when you're trying to explore her childhood and stuff? And it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go back to her military days. Okay, now we're gonna jump back to present. It's like, what is this? Like,
Yeah, Captain Marvel had flashbacks within a flashback.
Yeah. Keep that shit linear, son. Just start from the past.
The whole movie was already a flashback, and then they had flashbacks within the flashback within the flashbacks.
Remember, no doubt. Remember,
people
just
don't understand multiverse.
Even the member berries were confused. They're like, all right, I think I remember this.
Yeah, when they fucking played "I'm Just a Girl," the final scene, I was just like, "Fuck me!" Like this is mad. They just typed that shit in.
That's why I don't think I've heard that theory. Going back to the one we were talking about with Jane being blipped, I've heard that theory, but that's where I also think it's a multiverse situation because maybe she's thinking of her Thor, when really in reality, maybe. Because how are you going to explain that? Oh yeah, the hammer got destroyed, and yet it was reforged over time when Thor's still alive. Like, it's kind of like a loophole inside another loophole, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Like, we're gonna get this and this. That's why it's like, it's gonna be a multiverse situation where it's like, oh yeah, she's from another universe. That to me would make more sense. Or I think a lot of fans would be like, okay, I could get behind this. Like,
yeah, I think so. I think it's a.
I think Jane is. I hate to say it, I think this Jane is going to pass. I do think that. And the reason is because in the comics we find out she has cancer.
Yeah.
Dude, she is going to pass away in the movie.
And in the Mighty Thor storyline, she dies at the end.
Yeah. What was it? I do think that's going to happen.
You can't have the God Butcher in it and just like nobody
and
dies.
not kill any gods.
Yeah,
He's definitely gonna kill Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus is definitely gonna die.
I would love that. I'll
Zeus
sit
is
there.
fucked.
I'll stand up in the theater like, thank God we killed Russell Crowe.
I'm the DVD and rewinding that scene every single time.
Oh, I will. I'll sit there at Willie's house. Let's watch that again. You know,
He's gonna be drinking a whole flask of wine as he's dying. Ugh.
You gotta throw a phone at Gore. He's gonna be drunk throwing phone.
Take this! Oh, it didn't work!
Think how many times Russell Crowe dies. It's like
That's gonna be the funniest part in the movie.
yeah.
Fun fact, my sister dated the guy that Russell Crowe beat up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say that, but I was like, you know what? Let me not. I mentioned that. Yeah.
The guy's a dick anyway, so I could mention it.
Yeah.
Apparently, Russell Crowe, after he threw the phone at the guy, he got into a karate stance. And he was so drunk. Like ready to fight.
Fucking the punch out.
The guy's like, fuck police right now.
Aye.
Handle this.
Oi.
Australian,
Like the punch out movie.
great character.
You killed
I'll
Taga!
take a phone to the face for $1.5 million.
Oh yeah, I would totally take a phone to the face for that.
I feel like people have been putting this discussion off, but for me, like, the biggest issue with this movie is with Thor. It's like, stop snoring.
To his dog.
She's sitting on my lap and she's just like snoring loud as hell.
Aw.
But I know. But yeah, my issue with like this is like just with Thor himself. I've had the last couple of movies with Thor, like he's like, for one, he went from a sophisticated like guy, like obviously he didn't understand Earth, but he was still intelligent about his world, and he was very noble and regal and all this stuff. And then they just slowly progressed him into being like this stupid bro character.
Like a Mimbo.
Bimbo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We can all relate to him. He comes Fat Thor.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I like Fat
But
Thor.
the stupidest thing is that after everything that's happened up until this point, after Endgame and everything, he was supposed, like at the end of Endgame, he's supposed to find like some, like, what's the word I'm looking for? He's supposed to find some
Like closure.
Yeah, closure about like what has happened to his entire race, everything that's happened. Now in this movie, he's going on this like grand adventure, soul-seeking adventure to discover himself. It's like, why? I don't see the point of this.
I would take a drinking vacation with Thor, Rocket, and Groot in the same vehicle.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would too.
But I think at the end of the end game, that's where he went, like to soul search.
Yeah.
Because like most of Asgardians were on Earth already, right? Like that's where they landed. That's where they chose to settle. So that's why he gave Valkyrie, the keys to the kingdom, and like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go to space and figure it out.
Yeah, find myself.
We got introduced to Thor's greatest enemy, New Master 969, right?
Yeah.
Which should have been Deadpool, but they just ruined it and just
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
Like I think it was an AT&T commercial or some shit, and he was like, "Oh, I'm New Master 69, whatever." And it's like,
shit.
Wasn't there like a video on YouTube?
Speaking of Deadpool, I want him to be the new cameo.
Yeah, I've always been saying that.
Yeah. Frey's been like, he should like be the guy that just to pop up in every movie from now on. Be like, hey,
exactly, yeah,
it's this thing.
The new Stan Lee.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
No CG Stan Lee.
That's what I was about to say. Didn't they just sign something saying they were going to put CG Stan Lee?
Not CG that, but they're just going to use his likeness in some way.
I want to give Marvel the benefit of the doubt and just be like, oh, they could just have like posters of him.
That's
like,
what I'm thinking. Yeah.
They're not gonna just have fucking on some Rogue One shit when they brought that actor back for that. Yeah.
Another idea. If they don't do Stan Lee or if they don't do Deadpool, I think they should just go ahead and do Bruce Campbell, because they've already had him in Multiverse of Madness.
I would love that.
And he's already been part of the Spider-Man universe. He would be awesome as a new cameo.
Yeah, that would be great.
Wasn't in the original Spider-Man movies he was supposed to become Mysterio?
Yeah.
That was what I was hoping for in the Multiverse of Madness, that he'll just pop up as Mysterio for a scene or two.
That would have been so cool.
I kind of like. I would have liked. Or what was it? You made it better, Doctor Strange. It's like, oh, and then click. It's like,
And just pissed off everybody at the end, and for everybody waiting for the end credits, and just to be like, oh, it's over, guys, get out of here. What are you still doing here?
I feel like I need to rewatch No Way Home, because I heard that he was supposed to make a cameo in that one too, but I never saw him.
Yeah, I think he got cut out or something. Yeah. Because he was supposed to. I heard about that too. He was supposed to pop up, but it never happened.
Became the sixth member of the Sinister Six.
Vulture flew up to him and he was like, "Hey, we both don't like Spider-Man, so like we should like work together."
What was it? I believe it was supposed to be him as Mysterio and like John Malkovich as Vulture, and if they made the fourth movie.
Yeah, he was the Vulture in the fourth movie. That would.
I am the Vulture. The Vulture.
Wasn't in Red, he strapped a bond to his chest and he runs. He's like, "Come here, Spidey." You know, it's like.
Fun fact about John Malkovich, though. Did you know that he was actually, when he was a kid, he was actually a mute?
Oh wow.
And it's the reason why he enunciates his words is because he was always a mute as a kid and he never spoke. And then when he actually learned how to speak and got more comfortable with it, that he was like so happy with himself being able to speak that he developed like this just weird way of speaking that he over enunciates everything.
Well, now I feel bad.
Yeah, I still love his role in Red. Was it? I loved his role in Red, where he's like this. He's like living in a bunker, and he's like, "Yeah, I got all this," and then all of a sudden,
that movie's hilarious.
When you see the guards, and he's just sitting there in the middle of the street with a bomb strapped to his chest, and
then he runs towards them. Ah!
Literally the craziest dude ever.
He's always been great in whatever he does.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
I'd love to see him as Vulture though, in the Sam Raimi movie. That would have been
in the Sam Raimi movie. He would have been a great Vulture.
That's so cool.
Fuck Venom.
Yeah, fuck every movie Venom.
Yeah, well,
the Sony universe. How about that?
And some comic Venoms.
Morbius, all those guys. Fuck them.
Yeah, I was just saying. You better not say all comic book Venoms because I do.
Some.
Hey, don't bash Morbius.
Oh,
that movie.
Oh, somebody here's been morbing.
Listen, I want to say something.
Hey, I love Morbius.
We're playing the dangerous game with these fucking memes.
Because it was so different.
I remember Willie. What was it? You went like we're literally like the first week it was out, first or second week it was out, and
no, I can't. I went and watched it like months after that.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money to watch it, and I was like, I heard so much bad things about it. I heard nothing good about it, and I figured, I was excited about this movie because I thought this was a redemption story for Jared Leto. And I gotta say, you can throw out everything else. The actors committed. They committed to their roles. They gave their all and made their performances. So I can't blame the actors because they gave 100% in their roles.
It's one of those things that I always laugh with me and Willie, and that's what we make such a great podcast with the movies, especially because we have so many different views. Because I remember Willie's like, "Dude, this movie's good. You need to go watch it." So I finally broke down and said, "Screw it, I'm gonna go watch it." And I went, "What the crap was that?" That's what I always love our movie conversations, Will, because of the fact that we always have a different take on our movies. And it's just like, dude, that was bad. He's like, "No, it's good."
I refuse to watch the Sony movies because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. And I'm like, you can't make these movies without having Spider-Man involved at some point. And like Venom was totally pointless to me. I saw the first one like on TV when it was on cable, but I wasn't even paying attention to it. It was like something in the background for me. Had no interest to watch the Carnage. Have no interest to watch Morbius or the Craven movie that's about to fucking come out. Or the Madam Web movie they're about to do too.
Yeah, that movie I'm like, I don't even want to watch.
Like, who are these movies for? Like, who is a Morbius fan to be like, I want to see Michael? Like, and it's getting to the point that these memes are becoming dangerous because Sony thinking that we want to see a Morbius 2 to the point that Jared Leto today had a video of it being a script that said Morbius 2, it's morbing time. And it's like,
please make that movie. I'll pay to watch that.
Clarify something. Please. I'm not saying that the entire movie of Morbius was good. I'm saying that
they're committed to the parts.
They're committed to their parts, and I think that there are some good qualities to the development of Morbius. Yeah. But I can acknowledge that there was a lot of flaws, and specifically that like everything was so rushed. They like put so much information all into one. It's like at the end you kind of don't know who he is and what's going on. I'll say this though, the fact that they got Doctor Who in the movie, that was hilarious, and I was watching that and I was paying so much attention because that was just awesome to see him.
That's another conspiracy I have. Why are the Doctor Who's that show up in the Marvel movies always in the horrible ones?
Yeah.
Wasn't one of them? What's his face on the Faker?
Dark World.
In Suicide Squad.
Yes. Oh, he was the only one that was in the good movie. I'm thinking about
his character was just like, "Yeah, we're gonna kill him off," and then he just rip him to shreds. It's just one of those things.
Thor, Dark World,
and Jessica Jones, David Tennant.
Oh yeah, he was a good one too. Yeah, that's right. There was 2 that were in bad ones. There were 2 in good ones, I guess.
But there was villains.
Yeah. All the Doctor Who's are villains in the Marvel universe.
Well, what was it? Isn't that the theory with Lord of the Ring heroes? Like they're all villains in the MCU, other than Freeman. Yeah. What was it? Because the guy who plays Bilbo is the Shield agent. That's the only hero. Other than that, everybody else is villains. You have Thorin, who's the agent that spies or pretty much kills the scientist who made Captain America the way he is.
Yes.
That's Thorin.
Oh yeah.
Elrond is Red Skull. Galadriel is Hela. Mm-hmm. There's so many. It's just hilarious to watch. Andy Serkis.
Gotcha.
Oh, come on now. Gollum himself is Claw.
Claw.
I think this is kind of the gateway for Disney to be buying out the Lord of the Rings series.
They already own Lord of the Rings, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Amazon owns the rights, I think.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because there's a show coming on Prime.
They're producing the show.
Yeah.
What was it?
Only a matter of time.
Yeah. Disney will own it eventually.
Yeah.
Disney will own everything, yeah.
Make the Lord of the Rings world a Star Wars planet. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the Spider-Man universe, there was news today that Spider-Man PS4 is finally coming for the PC.
What?
I know Fred Diablo's happy about that because he's been PC for how many years now?
For probably like 15 years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What was the last console?
Last console I bought was the Switch, actually. But that's like... I haven't touched it. Yeah, that doesn't count.
Nintendo's different.
Before the Switch, the last console I bought was PS3.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I managed to get my hands on a PS5.
Oh, wow, man. Congratulations. Those things are rare.
Yeah.
I know.
I had
to go on Facebook Marketplace and find somebody, and he sold me overpriced, but I mean...
Oh, shit.
I still got one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure now that's the only way to get it. You're definitely going to pay overpriced.
And I know that it was like kind of stupid to get it, but I wanted Elden Ring. And
okay.
I still want Miles Morales, but I just never got around. I've never gotten around to getting it.
What was it?
Every time I have the opportunity to get it, I have a bill come up and I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Miles
I still want to play Miles Morales though.
Yeah. Actually, Miles is coming out for the PC too.
Yeah. I'm sure if they're releasing Spider-Man, that's definitely coming out. And Wolverine will probably be coming out on PC too, which...
Hell yes.
Yeah.
That's going to be my game.
I've been wanting to play this game for years because I brought a PS4 just for the Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
When it had like how they bundle like deal, I was like, all right, this is when I'm getting my PS4 and I'm getting a fucking Spider-Man game for this shit right now.
Right.
Before this, I was thinking like I definitely want to play this game, and the only way I could play it is by buying either a PS4 or a PS5. And I was like, I'm gonna have to eventually buy a PS5 to play this and Wolverine.
Yeah, because Freddie was like, once they announced the Wolverine game, Freddie was like, damn, I'm really gonna have to buy a PS5.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how it was with Gotham Knights because they announced they were going to do that. What was it? They were going to only release it in PS5, and it's like,
oh,
screw it.
No, it's coming out on Steam.
On PS4.
What?
And not on Xbox One. They've only said they're only going to release it on PS5 and the new Xbox series.
Sony.
Brandon, I got you.
Yeah, I'm coming over to your place. You better buy it.
Nice.
He's like, Brandon, we're going to have joint custody of the PS5 now.
I heard Jason Todd uses magic in his game.
Oh.
And I'm like,
all of them look like they're using magic in the
Dr. Todd.
now he went supposed to have this horrible ass glider that he travels around in.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
why
the-
not ruin continuities?
The Wind Waker, not Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild glider.
Sometimes just all the shit.
How'd you get that, Batman?
I saved the princess.
Fuck boy, that's how.
He's Falcon now.
Yeah.
I like that one, Ernie. That was good.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited for this game. I'm gonna buy it day one.
Amazing. Yeah, the graphics is amazing. Of
Yeah.
course. So it's gotta be. They're gonna probably add new shit. I'm excited for the mods though. That's what I want to see. The mods that gonna come out. I tweeted something out today. I was like, if you guys don't have fucking Spider Boy as a mod in this game, I'm gonna be very fucking upset.
No,
from the DC Marvel crossover when they
Superman
yeah.
Spider Boy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superboy Spider-Man. Yeah.
They need to have that costume as a mod. that would be so dope.
I know this won't happen, but man, if it does, if they add like the Spider-Man from Venture Brothers on oh no, it will happen because mods.
There's gonna be somebody that's gonna do it.
Mods. Well, of course it'll happen.
I'd want to
Just have the weapon coming out his butt.
His butt? Oh my god. That'll be the way I play the game.
Was it that would be fun, but was it that would actually confirm the theory from No Way Home? Like, does this web come anywhere else out of your body?
I remember in high school when the first Spider-Man movie came out, I drew a picture of like real Spider-Man where the web was coming out of his butt, and like a lot of people were like, "Ew, what the fuck?" And I was like, "That's what real Spider-Man would be."
I'm keeping it real with you guys. Not ready for the truth.
I'm making it realistic.
He puts pockets there and he's just upside down with the web coming up. Why are you not holding on? Oh, it's coming out of my ass. Like
a 1,000 tiny Spider-Man come out of his ass.
I am holding on.
So did they confirm that the Wolverine game's gonna be like coming out on PC too, or is it gonna be like you're just speculating right now?
They haven't, but since it's Insomniac, it's most likely going to come out.
And two, with all the big hype going around Spider-Man right now going to PSC, Sony be stupid and not releasing it in PC.
And going by the pattern of the releases, they released God of War, the girl that hunts robots that I've been streaming, Horizon.
Right, Event Horizon or some shit like that.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, okay, Zero Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, waiting to see that. Also, they showed a Street Fighter 6 trailer, right?
Oh man, yeah. I'm actually pretty hyped for Street Fighter 6 because it looks like it's gonna be an open world fighting game. If that makes sense. Yeah. Where you can like create your own character.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm huge on Street Fighter.
Yeah, if you get to create your own character, I think that's gonna be a game changer for a lot of people because everybody's gonna fucking get on that game.
That's been like the one thing for Street Fighter that I've always wanted because
Me too.
Everybody has done like their own character creation stuff.
Yeah.
Like no matter what game you go into, like for me when it comes to fighting games, I usually go to Soul Calibur, and they've done the character creation thing since I think Soul Calibur 4.
4.
Yeah, and they're on 6
3
now. So did it in 3?
Yeah, I remember that was on PS2, and it had a terrible character creator thing. But yeah, that was it.
I don't remember it. It's been that long since I played Street Fighter 2.
Oh man,
were you ever into Street Fighter 4?
Street Fighter 4 is the best one.
Yeah,
I malfunctioned my brain because I said Street Fighter 2, Soul Calibur, and then you said Street Fighter 4, and
oh, okay.
I confused myself, and then you made it worse.
Bro, I'm not that old, guys. You're talking about too? I'm like, hold up, guys. What is this?
My bad.
But yeah, man, looks good. I love the design of Ryu with that sash he has going on.
Yeah.
And the beard.
You gotta switch it up, man. You can't have the same stuff year after year. You know, you can't be like fucking Madden. Just
After like
same game
after like 40 years, how are you gonna have them be the same age?
Yeah.
What was it? They do it in The Simpsons all the time. What are you talking about? They just don't age him whatsoever until you have future episodes, and it's like, oh no, they're back to normal. It's like, fuck you.
My theory is that character with the blonde hair that has the thing going up, whatever.
Yeah.
Is that's Ken's son, and Ryu is training him.
I doubt that because I don't think he's blonde. He's not blonde. He has like light brownish hair.
Oh, I don't know.
Like because what's his name? Because Ken and his wife are both blonde.
They're both blonde.
Be blonde.
The
kid would be blonde. I like that Jamie character. He's like a breakdancer kind of, or drunken master breakdancer.
Yeah, he's a drunken master guy.
Yeah, I thought it was dope.
So he's pretty much Van Damme and fucking kickboxer.
No, he's more
like Jackie Chan in the Drunken Master movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna show my drunk moves right now. Just win this match. Yeah.
I'm gonna drink while fighting.
I know, what was it? We talked about Street Fighter 2, and I was just like, and he goes, what was I remember we did our crossover teams, and what was it? I think Darren, which is our artist, he goes, oh yeah, I'm choosing. I'm like, isn't that the guy with a white gi and red gloves? He's just, that's seriously your best description? I was like, I don't play Street Fighter. Like, it was one of those, like, I don't know. I played Mortal Kombat more than I played Street Fighter.
Yeah, you're either Mortal Kombat guy or Street Fighter guy.
Mortal Kombat guy, yeah.
All right, you're forgiven, Brandon. Because
It's funny, like I started my new position at my job, and like I walk in with a face mask that's the Sub-Zero one. And my boss looks at me and she's like, "Oh, Sub-Zero, I love Mortal Kombat." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm more of a Street Fighter guy." But I'm wearing a Sub-Zero mask.
Asshole.
And this is my first day.
I don't even like this mask.
Tied between Mortal Kombat and Tekken. I was never really a fan of Street Fighter, but I still love Street Fighter.
Okay.
So it's a weird way to like summarize how I feel about fighting games.
I had that game.
Nobody here was a Primal Rage guy.
Primal Rage.
Nobody.
Yo, Primal Rage was sick.
So those who don't know, Primal Rage is pretty much a dinosaur fighting game, right?
It's just Mortal Kombat with dinosaurs, which is fucking cool.
I don't know why I never took off. I never know.
Since we're on fighting games now, anybody played Bloody Roar?
Oh yeah, where you could transform into the animals.
Yeah, I loved that game. That was me and my sister's favorite game. We'd play that for like hours.
My favorite was the character who could turn to the bunny rabbit.
Yeah, she was awesome.
What was it? Let me tell you how.
But I think it was just for the PC, right, Freddie? It was like everything versus everything.
Oh my god! I don't know if you guys
like
ever heard of the Mugen application for computers, where you could just take parts of other fighting games and just put them together. So you could take literally characters from Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and have them just fight each other, and it'll be like super imbalanced every time. But it was always so much fun. Because we would always pick like ridiculous characters. Like one of the characters was literally a whale, a killer whale.
A killer whale.
Where once the match begins, you'll see the other opponent, but you won't see the whale. And as soon as you press any button on the controller when you're controlling the whale, they will just pop up from the floor and bite.
Game over. That's it.
Yeah, and it's always a one-hit kill.
Did you know that Sonic had a fighting game?
Yes. Sonic Fighters.
if we're gonna talk about fighting games, what about the new multiverse game with Warner Brothers?
That looks so good.
Smash Brothers.
Multiverses.
Multiverses, yeah, that looks pretty dope, man.
The only thing I'm worried about,
obviously, the only one anybody's gonna pick.
yeah, I was gonna say the only thing I'm worried about is that when you play online, you're just gonna be playing constantly against Batman.
Right.
It's gonna be Batman and Shaggy.
Yeah,
Or Arya, yeah.
Exactly what I thought. It's like you got Batman, okay. You got Taz, okay. You get Superman, okay, and then you get Shaggy. And it's like, how the heck? Or you get the people from Game of Thrones, and then you put Shaggy in it.
And not just Shaggy, Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
Yeah. Everyone wants to see the Ultra Shaggy. The power of Shaggy.
I'll tell you what I'm curious about that game is that they actually have Superman with the Iron Giant.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be able to play as Iron Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I play Iron Giant.
Hey, I seriously hope so, because that is like the most awesome thing ever.
Yeah. I think my mains would either be Iron Giant or Tasmanian Devil.
I'm surprised nobody says Arya yet. Nobody's going to fuck with Arya.
Nah.
No, that's why I just said that. Like,
I'm still sore about
everyone's gonna pick Arya.
the Game of Thrones finale.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Too.
I ain't picking
I
Arya.
remember
to me.
when that show was coming out. I think we were still in high school, and I remember my mom was saying like, "Oh yeah, this is Lord of the Rings," and I went, "Okay," and then I watched, and I'm like, "This is not Lord of the Rings."
Not even close.
I'm like, I am not watching this garbage, and I turned it off. I was like,
They have princesses.
Incest. It's okay. It's like,
The first episode off the bat, you have a brother and sister fucking. Like, it's like, what is Pornhub? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I remember watching this, and I was just sitting there, I was like, this is not fucking Lord of the Rings. And I just went, and my mom, we still joke about it to this day. And she just sits there, she goes, it's still no, it's not.
Just because it's set in medieval times doesn't make it Lord of the Rings.
Exactly. Oh, man.
Well, I guess it's a good time to end the podcast, guys. We got our little kicks in. I just want to thank our guests for coming through today. Brandon and Will, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Check out the podcast, Comic Talkers. We have the George Perez episode dropped today, so you could check us out on there. Great stuff. Just give them a like, follow them on all the social media platforms.
Yes, sir. And we thank you guys for having us. It's been a blessing to have you guys and talk about nerdom without being structured.
Awesome.
So,
it's
great finally being able to say fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let it loose, Will.
Let it all out.
Yeah.
We gotta be all nice and correct.
exactly.
Good time, y'all. Just unwind, get some drinks in us, and just talk that shit.
Before I do the podcast with you guys, I just like curse at my dog for 30 minutes. Fuck shit. Cleveland.
Okay, I'm good.
You have Tourette's before the show. It's just like shit, cock, fuck.
What was it? It's always fun to have you guys, and then we have Emily on there too, and that's what she'll do. She just drops the random F-bomb during the recording. It's like we always make the joke with her. It's like, no.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get Emily on. We definitely need we've been trying to have a female voice on this podcast for a while. Just just to even shit out.
I guess I'm gonna have to get that sex change.
Yeah. That time, Freddie. You gotta start taking that estrogen shots.
Hey, I'm still gonna consider myself a he.
Yeah, it's your prerogative.
Yeah.
If you want a woman, just ask me to do the voice. I actually, fun fact, I actually used to do a pitch perfect Hinata voice from Naruto.
No way.
I don't think I can do it anymore. My voice has changed too much, but
Ernie used to have a really good girl scream.
Yeah. And then puberty hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like like it was. Yeah, I can do it now.
We gotta get Ernie drunk enough. We probably get it out of him.
Yeah. He'll come out.
He's like, oh,
Yeah, that'll be
Get him
fun.
drunk enough to tickle his butthole, then he might do it.
yeah.
And this was in high school when he had that scream. I remember like he ran towards a car and like made that scream, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like watching
I
from
would
a
say-
distance.
Tickle my butthole, you get a ooh, not a ah.
Nice.
Hey, ooh.
If you poke my butthole, something will poke you back.
Yeah. Well, guys, remember, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and we're just a couple of assholes with opinions. Thanks for listening. Peace out.
Tune in tomorrow, same bat time,